This is 5-2. You know share for some reasons? Well, because you, said so? Yep. Because you didn't know this. I know, eh? If you consume? Yep, because you didn't know this. I know, eh? If you consume, Julie? Of course, you have no idea. I know, eh? If you consume? Yep. Okay. Because you didn't know this. I know, right? If you consume, Julie? Of course. No, right? If you consume, Julie? Until you notice. If you consume? Yep. Okay. So you didn't notice? Nope. So, you consume? Of course, you have no idea. No, right? If you consume, Julie? Of course, you have no idea. I know. If you consume? Yep. Okay. Until you notice. I know, right? If you consume, Julie. Until you notice. If you consume? Yep. Okay. So, you didn't notice? Nope. Okay. Eventually. If you consume? Yep. If you consume, Julie. Of course, you have no idea. I know, right? If you consume, Julie. Of course. I know, right? If you consume? Yep. Okay. So, you didn't know this? Nope. Okay. Until I didn't know this, right? If you consume? Yep. Okay. Cause you didn't know this. I know, right? If you consume, Julie. Of course. I know, right? If you consume, Julie. I know. If you consume. Yep. Cause you have no idea. If you consume. Yep. Cause you didn't know this. I know, right? If you consume, Julie. Of course. I know, right? If you consume. Yep. Okay. So, you didn't notice? Nope. Right. Did I realize that? Yep. Okay. I know this, right? Of course. I know. If you consume, I know, right? Of course. If you consume,